Why is it that the moment you start chasing, she vanishes? Why is it that the moment you go quiet, she starts leaning in? It's almost like human nature flips upside down when it comes to desire. The more you run toward her, the further she runs. But the moment you stop, the moment you pull back, something changes. Suddenly she notices your absence. Suddenly she feels your silence. And slowly, almost reluctantly, she begins to chase. There's a reason for this. It's not luck. It's not games. It's psychology. It's ancient Stoic wisdom. And if you understand this paradox, you'll never beg for attention again. So in this video, we're diving deep into the 8 psychological forces that make her chase you when you pull back, and why trying to win her over by chasing will always fail. This is not about manipulation. This is about discipline, self-respect, and the power of restraint. If you're tired of being the one who gives everything while getting nothing back, if you're done proving yourself only to be ignored, if you're ready to become the man she chooses to chase, then stay locked in, because this, right here, is how it happens. Chapter 1. The Trap of Chasing. Chasing feels natural. You like her, so you call, you text, you show up. You think, if I show her how much I care, she'll appreciate me. But the brutal truth, the harder you chase, the further she runs. Because every time you chase, you send a silent message. My time, my attention, my presence are yours without question. And nothing loses value faster than what is given too easily. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus warned, "He who craves something that isn't his makes himself a slave." Chasing makes you a slave to her approval. You hand her the keys to your emotions. She feels your neediness, and neediness kills desire. Dark psychology calls this predictability. When you're always the one texting first, always the one making plans, always proving your worth, there's no tension, no curiosity. She knows exactly where you stand, beneath her. Why would she chase when you're already running full speed toward her? But the moment you stop, something powerful happens. The energy flips. The pattern breaks. She goes from certain to uncertain, and uncertainty sparks desire. Because attraction isn't built through overexposure. It's built through restraint. The man who doesn't chase proves something powerful. He values himself too much to beg. And that's the man she can't stop thinking about. Say it with me in the comments. I refuse the trap of chasing. Chapter 2. The Power of Restraint. Any man can react. Any man can text 20 times, beg for attention, or try to prove himself worthy. But the man who restrains himself, who pulls back instead of pushing forward, radiates a different kind of power. Quiet, unshakable power. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Restraint proves you understand that. You don't try to control her feelings, her actions, or her choices. You control you, your energy, your focus, your emotions. And nothing is more attractive than a man who refuses to hand his emotions to someone else. Dark psychology calls this withholding the reward. The less you give, the more it's desired. When you stop flooding her with attention, when you stop being constantly available, her mind begins to crave what it once dismissed. Restraint flips the script. Now she's seeking your approval. It also signals something primal. Patience. Patience says you are abundant. You are whole. You don't need her validation to feel complete. And that's magnetic. Because while other men chase endlessly, you create distance. And distance creates desire. Comment below, restraint is my strength. Chapter 3. Absence creates desire. Absence is not weakness, it's a weapon. When you step back, when you stop giving her constant access, she begins to feel your absence. At first, she may enjoy the freedom. She may even convince herself she doesn't miss you. But slowly, the silence grows heavy. The texts she used to ignore are no longer there. The attention she once dismissed has disappeared. And that emptiness creates something unexpected. Desire. Seneca said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." If you're always available, your presence loses value. But when you become scarce, Every moment with you becomes precious. Dark psychology explains this through loss aversion. Humans feel the pain of loss more than the pleasure of gain. When you pull back, she feels that loss. It plants curiosity. It fuels doubt. It triggers regret. Absence is not abandonment. It's proof that your world keeps moving with or without her, and that truth is magnetic, because it proves you are whole without her. The man who is always there becomes invisible. The man who creates absence becomes unforgettable. Type it in the comments. My absence creates desire. Chapter 4. Emotional control is irresistible. Most men crumble under pressure. They panic when she's distant. They lash out when she's silent. They beg when she pulls away. But the man who remains calm, composed, unshaken, immediately separates himself from the rest. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. When she tests you, when she withdraws, when she tries to provoke emotion, your power is not in fighting back. It's in standing still." Dark psychology calls this the power shift. People crave control, and when they realize they can't move you emotionally, it triggers obsession. Your calmness becomes a wall she can't climb. Your composure becomes the puzzle her mind must solve. Emotional control isn't just attractive, it's magnetic. It says, I am not ruled by you. I am ruled by myself. And that is intoxicating. The man who chases looks desperate. The man who reacts looks weak. But the man who controls himself, he becomes irresistible. Say it out loud. My calmness is my power. Chapter 5. Silence speaks louder than words. Silence is not emptiness. It's a message. When you stop explaining, stop justifying, stop trying to convince her of your worth, your silence starts echoing in her mind. At first, she may feel relieved, but as the days pass, silence grows heavy. Every unanswered message, every unreturned call, every moment without your voice forces her to ask questions she can't escape. Why isn't he reaching out? Did he lose interest? Who has his attention now? Marcus Aurelius said, "You always own the option of having no opinion." Silence is that principle in action. It shows you don't need to fight for validation. You are content in your stillness. And stillness is unnerving because it proves she no longer has the power to pull you into her chaos. Dark psychology explains this with the Zeigarnik effect. The human mind obsesses over unfinished stories. Your silence becomes her obsession. The man who talks too much becomes predictable. The man who goes silent becomes unforgettable. Comment. My silence speaks for me. Chapter 6. Detachment reverses the roles before. She held the power. She knew you'd always call, always text, always be there no matter how she treated you. But when you detach, when you stop needing her validation, everything flips. Now she's the one wondering. She's checking her phone. She's replaying your conversations. She's scanning your silence for clues, because detachment screams louder than chasing ever could. I don't need you, I choose me. And nothing draws someone in faster than realizing the power they once had is gone. Epictetus said, "He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at." In other words, when you stop depending on others for approval, you become untouchable. Dark psychology calls this the reversal effect. When people lose control over you, their instinct is to chase it back. Detachment isn't cruelty. It's not a trick. It's discipline. It's the decision to value your peace over her attention. And once you do that, the power shifts forever. Write it below. Detachment gives me power. Chapter 7. The Stoic Masculine Frame. A woman doesn't chase chaos. She chases strength, and strength lives inside your frame. Your frame is your emotional fortress. It doesn't bend to moods. It doesn't crumble under rejection. It stands like a mountain, calm, steady, immovable. When you chase, you leave your frame. You give her your power. But when you stay grounded, when you pull back, when you remain centered, you become magnetic. Marcus Aurelius said, You have power over your mind, not outside events. This is the foundation of the Stoic masculine frame. You don't let rejection define you. You don't let her silence break you. You don't let emotions drag you off balance. And humans are drawn to stability. In a world of chaos, the steady man becomes the anchor. And when she feels that anchor in you, her instinct isn't to run, it's to chase. Say it proudly. My frame is my fortress. Chapter 8. Mystery is magnetic. Predictability kills attraction. If she knows your every move, your every thought, your every emotion, there's no tension, no spark. But mystery is magnetic. The less she knows, the more her mind obsesses. The more questions you leave unanswered, the stronger her curiosity grows. Mystery keeps her thinking about you when you're not around. It makes her wonder, what's he doing right now? Who's he with? Why doesn't he need me? And the human mind cannot resist what it cannot fully understand. So be unpredictable. Have your own life. Pursue your passions, your goals, your growth. Be the man who is hard to fully figure out, because curiosity fuels pursuit, and mystery turns silence into obsession. Outro. Pull back. Rise up. Be chased. So remember this. Chasing creates distance. Pulling back creates desire. Restraint is strength. Silence is power. Detachment flips the roles. Your frame is your fortress, and mystery is your magnetism. You don't win her over by proving yourself. You make her chase by valuing yourself. The man who runs after her becomes invisible. The man who stands still becomes unforgettable. Pull back, rise up, and watch her chase. If you're ready to become that man, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I am the prize.